my dream.
Hey, Wilde Tribe. Welcome to your Wednesday, April 17th daily astrology and tarot reading with me, Stella Wilde. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. If you've been watching regularly, I so appreciate you. And yeah, leave a comment and let me know how the energies are resonating for you. Remember, these are general readings. It's taking a look at where the moon is, where some of the other planets are, what that energy is all about, and then we pull a few tarot and oracle cards to tie in with that. So today the moon is, it doesn't go into Libra until about 7 a.m. Eastern time. So before that, if you have to get up before then, you might find it a little difficult. So maybe set your alarm to ring a couple of times to wake you up. So we have that moon in Libra, and we are, of course, are building to the full moon at 29 Libra on Friday. So what's happening of significance today, Wednesday, April 17th, is that Mercury is now finally in Aries. It's at the very early degree of Aries, conjunct Chiron at 3 degrees, and it's opposite the moon in Libra. What does this mean? When we have an opposition in astrology, it can mean something that needs to be balanced. It can mean a kind of yin and yang, the light and the dark. It can mean, a power struggle. So there's various manifestations depending on the planets involved. These are just some. But what I'm feeling from this moon in Libra, which represents partnerships, relationships, things of that nature, let's just shorthand it for that. Opposite Mercury, planet of communication, ruled by Gemini, right, or ruler of Gemini, and we have Mars in Gemini right now. And we have Chiron, the wounded healer, which represents that place, our Achilles heel, so to speak, that place in us that can get triggered, that needs to be healed, that we're actively working to heal in this lifetime. One of our spiritual lessons, one of our opportunities for spiritual growth. So Mercury conjunct Chiron, to me, signals wah, 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 like being very much aware of your wound. Particularly your wound around the identity, Aries. So opposite Libra, your emotional body, the moon in Libra, partnerships, there could be a trigger. Mars in Gemini, okay. It's gonna start squaring that moon in Libra over the next couple of days, that Mars. Not squaring. I'm thinking of Cancer. Sorry about that. It's gonna trine it. So maybe the message is the iron fist and the velvet glove. That's a possibility. I'm working in metaphors here. But the idea is that there is possibly going to be some sort of message that could be tender, that could poke at your tender place. And it could be delivered in relation to a relationship, a partnership, a friendship. And it could show you where you need to be a little more secure in your own identity and not buy into what the other person is saying in terms of what the other person's triggering in you. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So this is one possibility of this energy manifesting. But like I said, we have interesting energy toward the end of this week. And of course, this moon in Libra will be with us until Friday. So more on it again tomorrow, but just be alert to that. Don't be so quick to fly off the handle and, react rather than respond with this possible triggering situation that could occur. This may not manifest for you. It depends on what else is going on for you in your own individual chart, but be aware. Just, that's what these reports are meant to do every day. Just give you some ideas of how the energy might play out so that you're aware and can make adjustments and that you're not blindsided by the possible energy manifestations. Okay, so let's tune in. Alternatively, let's look at the optimistic side. Alternatively, someone could deliver a message that's very healing to you. It may not be something that is a trigger. It's just that Mars in Gemini is making me a little nervous. Because that really can be a sort of, with Mercury in Aries, which is already kind of like blah, 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 blah. With the Mars in Gemini, that's added blah, 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 blah. So you have like double barrels of just like, BS machine going. So just consider the source of any messages. Maybe you get a message that is healing. That is possible. Venus is still in Pisces for like another day. So, I mean, that's possible. It could be a lovely message, but we shall see what we shall see. Okay. All right, let's pull a couple cards. I want to keep these readings under 10 minutes. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, I like this. This broke good. Let's see. What do we need to know? Okay, very interesting. So we have 9 of Swords, but we have the Victory card and we have the 8 of Pentacles. So if there is any sort of trigger that, I don't know why my computer is doing weird things, any sort of trigger that may occur with this energy that I just talked about, I feel it will pass quickly because you have been working on your value. You have been working on your self-esteem, how you value yourself. And I don't feel that this, I always look at the center card as the centerpiece, right? The main thrust of the energy. So I don't feel like this is going to affect you. I mean, it might initially, it could be for like 9 minutes, right? The 9 of Swords here. It could be for 9 minutes that you feel a little tender. And then you snap out of it and you realize, hey, what the heck? I feel pretty good about myself. I've been working on my self-esteem, my self-development, and I'm not going to let this situation trigger me into inertia, because that's what this stuff usually does, right? Like you're making progress, like you're doing good, and then there's cat hair, there's a trigger, and you are thrown into paralysis, like because you're emotionally set back all of a sudden. So, and your camera goes out of focus. Out of focus. Hello. There we go. So, but I feel like this will not last long. If this is the energy that you end up dealing with, it will not last long because, like I said, the last 6 months, many of us, well, this applies to all of us, have been making great progress in getting with the program, in getting with honoring ourselves, honoring our value, doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves so that we can contribute our gifts to the world as, we are meant to do. So I feel like that energy, if it manifests, will be short and sweet and, well, not short and sweet, but short and passing. It'll pass quickly. But it could trigger something that you kind of secretly were still worry and doubt about yourself. It's probably the thing that you have been working on the most. And it's like almost there, but not, it's not fully there yet. And the other person somehow senses that. All right, let's pull another card. What else do we need to know? Let's pull a John Holland card. Okay, so we have the obstacles and challenges. I think this is the 5 of Swords. No, this is not a sword. This is the 5 of Wands. Or is this the 5 of Pentacles? Oh, my brain today. I didn't have my blueberries this morning. I need my blueberries. Anyway, we have the obstacles and challenges. When you use so many different decks, it's like sometimes hard to remember. But I'm pretty sure this is the 5. I'm really just looking at another card. Okay, those are Wands. So this must be, yeah, these are the Pentacles. Okay, because the green is the, it's the Cups. Oh, I know. This is what happens, right? You don't have your blueberries, which are good for your memory. You need your blueberries every morning. We didn't have them today, as I just said. Okay, obstacles and challenges. So look at this card. How are you going to bridge the chasm here? How are you going to navigate that situation in a friendship or a relationship when something gets triggered, right? when something gets triggered, because because it's an unstable situation. It's a number 5. It's unstable. It's an obstacle and a challenge, because how do you process that? And how do you still stay in the relationship? I mean, you may choose not to. You may decide, this isn't worth it anymore. But I feel like this is kind of probably even connected to a work situation because of the 8 of Pentacles here. I mean, that's possible that this trigger happens at work. So it's not like we can just up and quit. I mean, maybe you can, but I don't advise that. So how do you bridge that gap? Because once somebody says something like this, right, the situation is forever changed. You can't just the person can't just take it back. So the obstacle and the challenge is, how do you move forward with that information? And of course, everybody's different in how they process stuff like that. And that really kind of, to me, gets into your moon sign of how you handle stuff, emotional stuff like that. But so there could be, like I said, like you get this information and then it's like, great, now I still gotta like deal with this person. How do I still deal with them in a civil way? I still have to move forward, but now I know this information of what they really think. Or did they just say it in the heat of the moment? Or are they delusional? Or I don't know, whatever, right? But I would also encourage you not to, what's the word I want? Not to treat this too lightly, of course, but also don't go into too much of a denial about it either, because you don't want your own denial about their behavior to become an obstacle and a challenge for you. All right, you see what I'm saying? Like sometimes when you deny something and then it happens again and again, and again, I'm not trying to blame a victim, but you put yourself in that situation again when you should have just walked. You should have just walked away. So obviously these are just general energies, but keep that in the back of your mind. How do you move forward knowing this information now? Knowing that this person is capable of acting this way, triggering you this way, how do you move forward? Because you may still have to deal with them in your daily life. So then what do you do? And with the moon in Libra, the probably the first reaction will be to play nice. It will be to say, oh, well, they didn't really mean it, or, oh, they were having a bad day. And that may be true. And everybody messes up. This is true. So you have to take it on a case-by-case basis. But I would say, don't let their behavior set you up to trip you up in the future. Don't brush it under the rug. Don't go into denial like Libra sometimes can do. And this is not personal to all Libras out there. This is just the energy of Libra, okay? So when I say things like this, I'm not like disrespecting Libras or Virgos or Aries or whoever. This is just, the energy of that sign. One of the manifestations of the energy. Each sign, of course, has positive and not so positive manifestations. All right, let's pull a card. If you have a question, we got our angel cards this week. You can ask a question. Let's pull a card. This reading went way too long today, but that's okay. We have a major aspect today. Yesterday we had kind of the same stuff going on, but today's a big day, so let's see. All right, let's see what else we got. What do we got? Okay, I like this one. It's sticking out. Listen to your intuition, baby. Listen to your intuition. And I feel like that's in regard to the situation I was just talking about. You will know if they genuinely just had, foot and mouth disease and said something just dumb, right? As we all have done. Or you will know if they did it cruelly and intentionally. You will know. Listen to your intuition. All right, my lovelies, I hope you have a great Wednesday. Please let me know how the energy manifests for you, and I will see you again soon. Take care.